Alright, so no introductions or introductions to the video, but if you want to, like, share, comment. If you really feel like it, subscribe. Anyways, I know this was what? It was April or May or March. And I thought it was going to be an April Fool's joke. That's kind of the reason I didn't want to do it, but as crazy as it was, I actually didn't watch it in my own time. So this was still when I was still doing my family emergency situation for almost 3 weeks. That's why I was gone for 3 weeks. So literally just the week. By the time you guys watch, this will be the week before last week when I was doing the whole situation, which, luckily, that's all taken care of now. But I'm going to have to do another one in June or July, so just be wary of that. Anyways, Hunger Games, Sunrise of the Reaping, 2026 reveal. I know this movie ain't coming out till next year, 2026, so almost in the late 30s by the time that shit comes out. And potentially my last year here on this social media platform that's called, obviously YouTube. Needs no introduction, obviously. So Lionsgate movies, there was another one for IGN. Hopefully I don't get a copyright claim, for sure. But the only thing I'm hoping for next year, since I know the Woody Harrelson fool, I don't know if he's gonna, because I know when the late Donald Sutherland, obviously the one that passed away last year, and when he did his little cameo, the thing that's his little famous line he said before he passed away in real life, literally last year. Rest in peace to that dude. He puts his version of President Snow's ancient Behito senior citizen version of himself. He says his famous little one-line thing. It's the thing is that we love the most that always destroy us, that hurt us. So I don't know if they're gonna have Woody Harrelson say one of his. The one that he plays as a Haymitch Aberdean or Abernathy or Aberdeen. I always forget what his last name is for Woody Harrelson's character in that movie. It's either Aberdeen or Abernathy. It's one of those two. But I remember his first name in that movie was supposed to be the Haymitch dude, and maybe that's something saying one of his lines, because he has a lot of lines "You're the girl on fire" here. He says, or maybe he'll say something like one when he said the Katniss in the original older Hunger Games movie. And he said, the Capitol doesn't take things like this very lightly. You gotta play your role. It's a TV show. No. Maybe I'll have one of his lines there or something. I still don't know who's gonna play to do Haymitch as his younger self, because, man, the only two things I'm hoping, because I usually say this in lots of speculations, I hope that's as good as the one original Hunger Games, one that had Katniss Everdeen, Jennifer Lawrence's character, and the one that played Peeta. I can't believe I forgot his name. Oh yeah, Josh Hutcherson. Almost said Robert Hutcherson. Josh Hutcherson. So I'm hoping this is good. I don't know if they're gonna have that other dude. I'm not sure if that dude's gonna come back or not, because he's probably been a little bit younger. But unless they want the older version of him back, the one that Stanley Tucci played as Caesar Flickerman, I don't know if he's gonna come back, or if they're gonna have cameos of the characters, but then they're more younger instead of older. So it's only 1 minute, so let's go. Here we go. Sunrise of the Reaping. I know 3 weeks late in this thing, but whatever. It's not coming out until June. No, I think it's October, November next year, so it's going to be a while before
I think these games are going to be different.
Okay. I don't know what the hell I clicked. Hold on.
It's been a week.
This dude. I remember him. Hold on 1 second. Alright. Sorry I had to cut that dude. I don't know who that was. I thought it was that dude. I think his name is Bryce Edwards Explain, or another dude I watched. His name is Movie Flame. Very, very big on giant YouTube channels. They need no introductions. They got 2, 3, 5 million subscribers. Some of you guys probably heard of them before. I'm not linking their videos either. Fuck them. I'm sorry. I'm sounding like an asshole, but I have way, way more views than I'm ever gonna have. So why would I want to do that? And no offense if you guys like those type of 2 channels. I'm not trying to start beef or war with them. Just, they already have enough money and shit to do this every single day. I don't got that luxury. For real, thoughts, views, opinions, speculations. I heard the whole audiobook thing already from like February when it got released. And I think it was like March when the full book got released. But I remember hearing the audio a month earlier before it came out on the physical paper books. And that shit is a fucking trip, bro. It's really, really good, man. And it shows like all the, it didn't show, but it explains all the characters. So, now Haymitch, she used to like be friends with like Katniss's mom and Katniss's dad before like he ended up getting sent to the 50th Hunger Games. And of course, instead of 24 tributes, it ended up being almost like 48 or 50 tributes, double the size compared to all the other ones previously before that. And then the ones later on, which leads up to the 76, 5th or 76 Hunger Games, the one that Katniss Everdeen ended up being in, and then they finally defeat Snow and defeat the whole Pan Am Empire and just try to start a whole other better world for the future generations and shit. It's crazy. Because we all know what happens there, because that already happened. Anyways, like I said, I remember, oh my god, man. And it gets a little crazier too. Like, I can see how good this movie may or may not be. I just hope to God they don't, as always, because the fortunate thing is nowadays, even though we have a brand new quote unquote Republican president of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump, and all that, and he's going to change the way how America is, how America does businesses, with all this stuff. I'm not trying to get into politics, but like, it doesn't matter who ends up being the president of the United States. I said this many, many times before. I don't want to get into politics, but, and because I want to get back to this shit was a lot more important to me personally than IRL shit out there. But it doesn't matter who ends up being the president of the United States, and it's probably the same way for other countries too. Whether it's a different prime minister, them have different beliefs, different ideologies, and different ways of quote unquote running the country. When we already know, if you've been on my channel now, you know I like to get into a lot of the old school conspiracy theories, sinful hot shit, which I might opinion I feel more like facts than they are theories. Motherfuckers could fight me on that. I don't give a fuck. If you get pissed off about, oh, you must think the moon landing's fake and the flat Earth thing's fake too. I don't know. It could be real, could be fake. I don't know. As far as that goes, yeah, you know, it's not gonna matter who ends up becoming the next, if any guys live in Europe, the next prime minister, or the next king or queen or emperor, the next different regime, or over here in the United States, obviously the president of the United States. Like, the life's still gonna be the same. Like, nothing's gonna change. It's gonna be the same old fucking shit people deal with day-to-day basis. Richer get richer, poorer get poor. That's it. I know some people want to think and believe, oh, but my voice should matter. No, when I vote for the president of the United States, no, it's not gonna matter, bro. That's an illusion that these billionaire, trillionaire people that really run the fucking planet, which I've said billions of times, which thank God I didn't get a sniper bullet hit in my head yet, thank God, because I would have been gone by now. But of course, I don't know all of the ins and outs of what those, aka pretty much the elitists, aka it's not even a real thing or a deep state, that's all fake anyways. Like the people at the top, you know, the typical Bezos and Gates and Schwabs of the world, you know. These are the people that even, I don't even know, they're even the ones that have power positions of controlling the planet, who gets to be the fake ruler and leader and quote unquote president that runs shit, which, if anything, they're just a straw man. And the first 4 years Trump did, like, he didn't really change anything. And the only 2 things he even really changed was, quote unquote, having a better relationship with the small hat people. And he unalived one of those dudes that were one of the terrorist peoples or whatever, and I was with the Mussolini dude. That's all he did. And I said, oh, his best buddies with Putin, and that's it. He didn't change anything. You know how they were saying back in the day, all the Hillary Clinton, oh, we need to lock her up. The bitch is still free. She ain't never getting locked up. That shows you that. That should have told the people, regardless if you hated Trump or you supported him or not, like, that shows you that they don't care about none of us, bro. Lower middle class, they're not going to give a frick about what your life is. They only care about making the richer more extra power. And that's not me saying, oh, I must be a Democrat. You're really not, so you must be a Republican. This or no. I don't even know sides, bro. Period. all of that is just a bullshit ass illusion. It's almost as fake as a fan fiction. That's what all it is. That's what I call political theater. It's not a real thing. It's just a fantasy thing. As far as the rules and laws and regulations, those are real, but fortunately us, the normal people, lower middle class fools, regardless of black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Arab, Middle Eastern, Latino, Latina, Indian, Arab, regardless of race, ethnicity, like, you have to follow those rules and laws. Because you don't, you go to prison. And if you're a rich person, you do whatever the hell you want. You take out and alive as many people IRL as you want. And you'll still won't go to prison. And so when that whole thing happens next month, I know it's completely unrelated to that whole P. Diddy thing, I guarantee if the fool gets released free, or if he even stays in prison for the rest of his life, like, he's probably not going to stay in a prison. When I heard, there's like, he was probably going to end up going free for the rest of his life. Probably just getting like the elites of the New World Order, the Freemason, Illuminati, etc., the connection he probably has to those people. Well, he probably has a shit ton of connections with them. Honestly, he's going to end up, regardless if he's free or not, he's going to be free anyways. We're just not going to see that part if he ends up being guilty on all charges and all that shit next month, if it does happen, which I doubt it's going to happen. Because either way, God forbid that I should start a civil war or a race war, because I don't know if it's going to be as crazy as the HG SUSAN one, because granted I was way too little to remember. I was like 3 or 4 years old when it happened in 1992, 1993. Or if it happened with the other one, like the other two I remember when I was in my mid-late 20s, the whole Trayvon Martin thing, the Michael Brown thing, how crazy the race war was for that. You know, black people had to hate white people, and white people hate black people. It's just, this is what the elite Freemason devil worshippers want. They want you to always be undivided forever. When in reality, those are the real enemies that are out there controlling all this shit. And really, we can't do nothing about it. We're just going to have to deal with it. But it is what it is. You want to keep supporting somebody that doesn't give a shit about you, and go for it. I don't care. I'm just back to this thing. It's 12 and a half minutes, alright. So, long story short on this, I really hope it's a good freaking movie. I hope it's badass. I hope it's amazing. Maybe Woody Harrelson will have a cameo appearance, which he's going to have to play a whole different character since he's the older version of Haymitch in the original Hunger Games. Who knows? It is what it is. But we'll see in due time, because I really, really hope this movie hasn't begun. I hope it doesn't have no woke political agenda shit. I hope it doesn't, say, President Snow really was this another scary orange guy. Like, start crapping on Trump again, which I wouldn't be surprised they and throwing a few jabs at J.D. Vance and Trump. They're still going to be the vice presidents by the time 2026 gets here. It'll be like a year and a half since or 2 years almost by that point. But yeah. Another thing is I can't wait to see all the creatures. I remember when I was hearing the audiobook, there's a whole bunch of different creatures with Haymitch's younger self in the Hunger Games for the 50th anniversary. But he sees these different types of bees and squirrels and animals. I wonder if they're going to look like CGI versions of like Disney, like how they did with Lilo and Stitch, or they're going to look like freaking the Jurassic things from Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, or they're going to look like the Five Nights at Freddy's characters, like animatronic things. Like, the drone technology is probably going to be really crazy in this one compared to how they did it the original, the old 10th anniversary Hunger Games, when it almost first started for the 10th time, when they had a younger version of President Snow. So there's that. They could be that. They could be calls and references. Like, if any of you guys remember all those creatures and all that shit that lady, Viola Davis's character, the one that was something Vagal, Professor Gall, Vagal or Vugal, however you say her name. I just remember it was Viola Davis' character I played. If you guys remember seeing all those other different creatures she was creating, I wonder if we're going to get to see those things that we didn't get to see in that movie. But they're a lot more advanced, because this is like since this is like the 50th anniversary and that was the 10th anniversary, that means it was like 40 years into the future, and that means it's going to be way, way more crazier, and it's probably going to have more scarier creatures this time too. They're going to be cute and adorable. Maybe they could look like Digimon or Pokemon or something like that. And I hope they look like that. Obviously, since I'm a big OG Pokemon fan, I'm going to love that a lot. And that's it. That's all I say for now. I'm out here. Peace on this hardcore legend. I hope to see you on the flip side. I'm out for today. Talk to you guys soon. Take care. I'm going out. Take it easy, one. Goodbye.